Hello there my fellow holotable heroes and welcome to another Conquest video guide. You'll be able to find this and all my other Conquest video guides on my SWGOH Life website. If you haven't seen it yet, go and check it out. There will be a link in the description below. On top of the video guides, you can also find their feeds guide, my daily plan if you want to follow along, enemies tool, and as well recommended data discs, which are a little bit outdated. They're not completely updated for the latest set of Conquest because I'm still playing through trying to put back together a game-breaking data disc set, because Amplify Agony is gone, so we'll have to find something else to make Conquest a lot more fun. But anyways, in this one I'll be going against mini boss and final boss here in sector 2, show you the teams that I use to get these feats done. These bosses are kind of very random, just some random bounty hunters, not really sure what they do, but anyway, we'll play through and see what happens. So this data disc set that I'm rocking here, so as you can see lots of defensive data discs, and then volatile accelerator. I didn't really come up across anything better, to be honest, but maybe it's good, at least you know your low gear characters can survive longer. Let's have a look at the boss feats. So you have to win with Asajj surviving, and then Hokey religions, you know, pretty straightforward feats here. In terms of their modifier, it looks like just a standard bounty hunter modifier where they start with lots of defense. Now if you do have geared up Night Sisters, you can just do a full Night Sisters team here, and you know Asajj will survive no issues. You can pretty much, I think, hit this autoplay, and you know, because these guys are durable. And Night Sisters, well, if you would have at this point Zealous Ambition disc already, Night Sisters, you know, most of them are support or healers. They would be able actually to do quite nice damage here. By this point I didn't have it yet. As you can see, Night Sisters, no issues whatsoever. Now if you don't have Night Sisters relicked up, another great team as well. We just use Grievous droids, and then as the fifth you use Asajj, and you know, as soon as your droids get going, you know, you can just hit autoplay and it's going to be very easy and straightforward here. Obviously these guys, they do have, seems like they all have kind of AoEs, so as long as your Asajj can survive these couple of AoEs in beginning, but I would imagine even Gear 8 Asajj with his defensive disc should be able to survive this. And then once you get these guys down, target lock spread, just hit autoplay, and you know, you should be good to go here. Grievous can handle these guys with ease. And even now they've got so many damage over times because of volatile accelerator that even if they would get a turn, they would just be defeated. And then we got a Hokey religions. Guess who's back? General Grievous. He really is kind of probably my favorite Hokey religions team, because you know, once you get going, the enemy can't do a whole lot, to be honest. They don't have days and stuff, so yeah, just hit autoplay and let these guys get to work. Newt maybe extort, couple of bounty hunters. If you'll even get a turn though, there we go, perfect. Again, at this point they've got so much already damage over times from volatile accelerators. Volatile accelerator is kind of nice versus these kind of teams, but versus fast teams with big firepower, it's not really useful because it doesn't do enough damage like Amplify Agony does. And that completed for me now Hokey religions feat here in mini boss in sector 2. So now let's head over to the final boss. Guess what? Again, some random bounty hunters. However, these ones have a trick up their sleeve. We'll cover it. Now, by end of sector 2, I did actually come up across Zealous Ambition data disc, so I removed the volatile accelerator and put Zealous Ambition instead. So then hopefully, you know, the support and healers can do a little bit more damage. Let's have a look. So you have to win with Leia surviving, and then win without any attackers in your squad. Now their modifier is slightly different. It's not standard modifier, so essentially a 10 stacks of this buff, that whenever anybody uses special ability you gain this buff. Then they can revive a random bounty hunter. They're actually quite durable as well, so it did take a while to burn for them. Now you can use pretty much any team you want really with Leia, and it will work. I just thought might as well double dip also the two global feats, Farm Nobi and Lane Nobi. So what I've done was I went with Old Ben Lead, Leia, and then Farm Boy Luke, then Watts, so he just puts tank tech on Old Ben, and because I have all these defensive data discs oriented, they can really never burn through Old Ben at all. and then bringing in Biggs, because Biggs, he's actually support, so he'll be able to actually do some nice damage here, especially if you have 2 or maybe even 3 Zealous Ambition data disc equipped. I did put a weapon takeover on Biggs, so then when Biggs defeats an enemy, they cannot be revived, so you don't end up in a situation where they keep reviving and you can't finish them off. And then the final tech, Med Pack, will go over on Farm Boy Luke, because now he's a bit low on stamina already at the end of Sector 2. So hopefully then Med Pack can a little bit keep recovering their health and protection on him. And this is pretty much it. To be honest, once the tech has been dished out, you can just probably hit autoplay at this point. I was a little bit manual playing, but I just realized, you know what, let's just hit autoplay. I'm not doing this for 5 minutes. And you know, AI did it well. Biggs eventually did knock out one bounty hunter and the other as well, so they were not able to be revived anymore. So just when you're moving your target around, make sure you don't target the summoned one, because you know, you need to defeat the other guys and then the summoned will just disappear. That's it. There we go. That's how I completed here quite easily, keeping Leia alive, as well as, you know, double dipping the 2 global feats here for Lane Nobi and Farm Nobi. So now we got 1 more feat without attackers. Now we do have, you know, lots of Jedi, global Jedi feat and things like that. So if you do have Zealous Ambition, this team can do a lot of damage. It's all healers, all support, so it's going to be very easy. At this point, they get the opening plays. Looks like their speed is very high, or at least they start preloaded turn meter, or maybe just pure raw speed. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's dispel that, get offense up going, Master's Training over on Grandmaster Yoda, and you know, Yoda, he can just spread those buffs, and you can just slowly start working on these guys. So the way I went about it is, instead of just, you know, taking one guy at a time down, I kind of was spreading the damage, getting everybody low in health, because these guys are very durable, so they can then keep reviving. So if you kind of spread the damage, then hopefully you can finish them on fast enough that, you know, you take down 2 or 3, but then only 1 revives, because it's not like the Night Sister Galactic Challenge where all of them revives. It's just 1 random guy will revive. So eventually, you know, if you do keep getting them here in low health, spreading the damage, they will be so low health that within few turns you'll be able to finish them off before they really revive more than once. So they go 1, came back, but I just finished off another one there. This is pretty much now over, and there you go. So definitely, you know, having Zealous Ambition data disc, I think now with the lack of Amplify Agony, seems like the way to go. So hopefully I can pick up a 2nd or even a 3rd stack, so we can then start doing some nice damage with our support units. And that's it for today's video, guys. Hope you found it useful and helpful, obviously showing you what I did here for mini boss and final boss battles. It was easy and straightforward. I don't think anything really specifically needed so far, because we've got some random bounty hunters that just kind of, they don't do a whole lot of damage, they're just very durable. Hopefully I'll see you in Sector 3 video, but until then, have fun, enjoy life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.